Sure. My name is Bradley P. Moss. I'm a national security attorney here in the Washington, D.C. area. Primary areas of responsibility and practice tend to be employees within the intelligence community, defense contractors, government employees, and military personnel going through personnel actions and security clearance disciplinary actions.
When you read these filings late last night, I think 2 minutes to midnight or something, they just came in under the deadline. What went through your mind when you were going through it?
Boom. That's what went through my mind. Bombshell. This was a complete evisceration of the Trump team's legal arguments. This was a masterful document. It laid out two essential pieces. First, because they were allowed to file something, the government was allowed to outline a lot of facts that otherwise would not have come out in this pre-indictment phase during a criminal investigation. They were allowed to walk you through a lot more details on how this investigation unfolded, what the problems were with the Trump's team's responses as they were trying to work through the problem with the records, and how the obstruction angle came into play, how the government came to be concerned that they learned through evidence that there were records being moved, that after they went in June with a subpoena and they got this sworn affidavit from Trump lawyers saying that's it, there's nothing more, that the government found evidence that there were in fact documents still on the property located in areas other than the storage room, and sure enough, that's what the search warrant found.
It sounds like Trump knowingly took these files and then tried to hide them from the archives.
Yes, he not only took them, he removed, and this is the thing with Donald Trump. He puts himself in these situations. It could have been written off as a small mistake if, after being told that these records were still at Mar-a-Lago, he had turned everything back over to the archives in 2021. It would have been no harm, no foul. But Donald Trump doesn't work like that. So he gave some records over, but there were still records missing. His lawyers fought and delayed with NARA and with the FBI for months. Then they complied with subpoena, provided some more records, still didn't give everything. Finally, it took a search warrant to recover the remaining 100 classified records sitting in places like Donald Trump's desk in his personal office.
How much trouble is the former president in?
The former president and several of his lawyers, such as Christina Bobb and possibly Alina Habba, have a lot of criminal exposure here, mostly for false representations to the FBI and to NARA, as well as the efforts to keep these documents located at Mar-a-Lago and to conceal them from the government. It's significant criminal exposure. There are people who've gone to jail for less under the Espionage Act and with respect to obstruction. To what extent did Donald Trump lie to his lawyers? To what extent did the lawyers act irresponsibly or possibly lie to the FBI? That's the kind of information we still don't know for sure.
So do you think Trump's lawyers need lawyers?
Absolutely. And as I've said for many years, and others coined it before me, MAGA, in my view, stands for make attorneys get attorneys. You know, this is not the first Trump lawyer to get in trouble, and it probably won't be the last. But yes, if I was Christina Bobb, if I was Alina Habba, if I was Evan Corcoran, I'd be hiring a lawyer right now to protect myself from potential criminal exposure, because they all became material fact witnesses in this ongoing criminal probe.
Do you think Trump could get indicted?
It is my view, based off the information we already have, that Donald Trump could be, and in my professional opinion, should be indicted, though I do not believe it will happen before the midterm elections in November.